Hi, my friends. Welcome to Alchemy Tarot. My name is Danielle, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you here. And if you are a new viewer and this is your first time at my channel, I'm so excited to have you, and thank you for clicking on this video. I'm so excited for you to receive a message. So for today's message, I'm going to be focusing on what your soul focus should be for the month, be it career, love, or just a general look at what you need to do in terms of shadow work. That's what I'm going to be focusing on today. And I thought it would be fun for me to pull forward my son's toys for us to anchor and use as a tool to pick your piles. So for the first pile, for pile number 1, I have the pink Lamborghini. So vibrant and so cool. For pile number 2, I have the white BMW. For pile number 3, I have the red Mustang. Red Mustang, so cool. All right, so what I want you to do, since you're here at my channel, that tells me that you have special gifts. And so you need to focus in on which clair is really going to be used to pick your pile. So be it clairvoyance, clairaudience, or claircognizance, whichever one you feel like works with you, use one of those gifts that you have to pick your pile. So if you're seeing a color, that's your clairvoyance. If you're hearing a color, that's your clairaudience. And if you just know, that's your claircognizance. So go ahead, take a moment, test your skills out, and pick a pile that you feel most drawn to. All right, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to pick your piles, and I will see you at your message. All right, friends, see you soon. Bye. Hi, pile number one. Thank you so much for being a part of today's reading of what you should be focusing on for this month. What is your soul focus? What is spirit trying to tell you to focus on right now to kind of propel you forward into a deeper understanding of your life and a deeper understanding of your life's purpose. So right off the bat, energy feels like you have a wall. You feel like you don't know what to do. And honestly, the energy of like when I got the cards out, it was like, how do I make sense of this? I don't even know what advice. And I'm getting the sense that it's you too who's also saying, I have the tools, I have the knowledge, what do I do next? And it's very interesting energy, but we can go into what I'm seeing. But I just want to start off by saying that you have been doing a lot of work. You have been doing a lot of work, but I think what Spirit is wanting you to do is just for this month, just push a little bit harder, because you are on the precipice of something that is going to be amazing. Now, I'm sure that's probably not something that you want to hear of, like, keep going, because you have already been going really hard, but just know it's very close. You have something on the horizon of maybe self-assurance, or like you're going to be in a career where you feel like you will really have creativity, or you'll have a career where you really are following your heart, or you are going to have love come in that's going to be really beautiful, or you're just going to get to know yourself better that you've been seeking for a long time. But you know that kind of like green light, or that you know how they say grass is green, grass isn't always greener on the other side, but for you do know that the other side is greener. You're just kind of trying to find your way to that greener area. You're trying to find, you know, you're like trying to look at the map and you're like, how do I get to that greener place? How do I get to the greener place? And because you know it exists. It's not like it doesn't exist. It totally does. So right now you feel like you can't even get there. It's like going back to that analogy of a map. It's like looking back in the 90s. You know how we had those maps where sorry, and I'm aging myself, so I'm so sorry, but back in the day, before Google Maps, before Waze, before all of that technology, the only way for you to look for your destination was for you to either go out to a gas station, buy a physical map, and know where you were on the map, and then kind of find your way to your destination that route. Or you, if you were a little bit, like as time went on, you did have the ability to go to like MapQuest and print out the directions, and then you would have to like drive, and then somebody have like in the seat and then talk about the directions. So that's kind of like what I'm getting, like you yourself in your life, you feel like you don't have the tools, like you don't have like Waze, you don't have Google Maps, you don't have Apple Maps, like you don't have any of that. You feel like you're going through life where you have to use old ancient ways to find yourself, and you're like, ugh, I'm so annoyed, why do I have to do it this route? But I know that like if you go that route where you have to find yourself kind of the hard way, not that there's an easy way out there, I'm here to tell you that there's not an easy way, but going through this hard path of finding yourself, finding your purpose, is going to give you some profound insight, and you will be somebody who is so, like, you'll be so wise, and you will be a person who can be trusted, and somebody who can, you will be able to trust your own insight and light to guide you further as you grow in your spirituality. So what I'm seeing is, I am seeing that this is kind of surrounding your career, but if that does not resonate, you are just trying to find yourself in the sense of who you are, what you want, how you want to materialize that in your life. Because I have the Queen of Pentacles here in its reversal. And the Queen of Pentacles, she is somebody who has a lot of value. She sees what she wants in her material life. And if it's not career, you are looking around your home and you're realizing, like, this is not exactly what I want. My life is, it should have much more purpose, but how do I get that way? Like, how do I get there? How do these people, you know, how do they have these houses of such style and substance? And, like, how do I get there? And you're questioning that. And I think that mindset, you're kind of on the right path, but you are experiencing blocks. You feel like things are not going as fast as they should be. But maybe that's intentional. Maybe the universe is kind of holding you back a little. I am seeing that you are doing a really great job. You are looking around and seeing what works and what does not work. And you, if you were once carrying the load of other people with you, you no longer do that, because you realize, like, it's better not to do that. You know what I saw? So the Ten of Wands is showing up here, and the Ten of Wands is somebody who's carrying other people's opinions, carrying other people's workload. They're carrying it with them, and they don't need to. Like, I mean, they're carrying it like this, and it's like falling out. It's too much to bear. And when I was shuffling the cards, I thought the word, or like the phrase, carrying the world on your shoulders, was coming to mind. And I thought it was kind of crazy how in the Emperor card of the Light Seekers tarot, he's sitting on top of the world. And you have the Ten of Wands, where somebody does have that weight of the world on their shoulders, but it's in its reversal. So you are making a lot of choices in your life where you are delegating a lot more. You're realizing, like, I cannot move forward if I've got so much on my plate. I can't do it. Like, just, I need to study. I need to go be a better version of myself. And I can't do that if I have so much to focus on. So you are making a lot of good choices in your life. But what is to come is the Tower. And the Tower card is about change. So I think what they're trying to tell us is, tell me and you, is we do need to continue doing that change. Continue to make these uncomfortable moves, make these uncomfortable decisions that we once would have never been able to contemplate. Like, for instance, for me, I carry a lot of a burden on myself financially, and surrendering to the idea that somebody else can help support financially is something that I struggle with. So I don't know if that resonates with you, of like, yeah, you know what? Financially, things are not exactly how I envision it. I really am trying to find ways to bring in a really purposeful life that is surrounded by money, like generational wealth. I'm seeing this. You're trying to look at like ways of how to bring that forward, but you know that that's going to require a lot of change, and not just within yourself, but with the people around you. So that is something that's coming forward of like, you know that you want something more in your life. You want something more substantial, and it's not going to just take work from you, but it's going to take work from other people around you. And I'm seeing that you've made decisions like these. So this is the 7 of Cups. It's all about decisions and not being able to make one because there's so many things in front of you that are kind of like teasing you of like, oh, well, I could be a chef. Oh, you know what? No, I could be a party planner. I could do all this. Like, no, you've made a decision. You know what you want. You now know your goals of what you want in your life. Or at least Spirit has kind of led you towards that. They've given you clues day by day of like, hey, I think that this would be great for you, and you're kind of picking up on it. You're actually getting that intuitive thought of, oh, you know what? I have always been drawn to this my entire life. Maybe that there's something there. So this is my my confirmation to you that if something's coming up to your mind of, yeah, you know what? I have been thinking about going towards this. I don't know, I'm going to use an example of like a party planner. You have always been somebody who has been planning parties since you were 12 years old, and you have been thinking, like, yeah, this is something that I've been doing for a long time. This is Spirit's confirmation to you of like the first thing that's coming to your mind. You have made a decision, you just weren't aware of it. And I think that's confirmation for you to kind of move forward and put more of your efforts into that. So for this month, really focus on what that would take, what kind of steps you would need to put yourself forward into that kind of lifestyle, into that kind of career. And just know that you have done a lot of transformation. And if you haven't, like if you haven't yet, you will be somebody who completely, like, people are going to look at you and think, I don't even recognize this person anymore, but in a very, very positive sense. They're going to be like, wow, I remember when so-and-so was making, I don't know, $1,000 by doing this event, but now they're doing $10,000 events. You know, you're going to have this big transformation. You as a seeker, you as somebody as the Fool in the journey of life, you are going to have a new rebirth at this point in your life. You are working towards that and I'm hearing the like time frame of a year. So from a year from now, you're going to have this transformation of somebody who you have always wanted to be. But for this month, kind of focus on a career path or a lifestyle that you've wanted, something that has always resonated with you, something that's always connected with you since you were young, and focus on that. Kind of do some research of how to bring that forward. And once you do that, then you will start this year journey of transformation. You will make big changes. But from a year from now, you're going to be like, you yourself won't even recognize yourself. People will definitely see a new person. They'll see a new light that comes forward. And I do think it's interesting how there's so much light here. So I have the Cosmic Oracle here, and I've got the Golden Crown, and I've got the Hermit. And you see how the Hermit, she also has light shining from her. So you're going to be kind of exuding a new light from you. And that's ultimately because you did the work. You followed your heart. You listened to your intuition. You listened to what Spirit has been downloading to you. And you will find a new life purpose. But your main focus right now is to stay steady and to continue to work really hard. I know that I know that it can be hard to keep moving forward, but know that you're really, really resilient. You just need to keep pushing forward, keep being steady. You know, I'm hearing that people know that you are a very resilient person, you are a very stable person, and really anchor on that, because you are that person. Having that kind of like embodying that type of energy will just keep you pushing forward. You know, I know that sometimes it feels like a whole year would be a long time, but it's really not. You know how those times where we're like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe that it's June right now. I feel like it was just March, you know. So think about how fast time can go really quickly. I guarantee you a year from now, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this came a lot faster than I thought. Don't get hung up on the time that it's going to take. Don't give up, because what I'm seeing here is this hand giving you this cup with a lot of light. And I think it's kind of crazy how I was talking about you know, knowing that grass is greener on the other side. And I think it's interesting that she does have kind of that same aspect of the grass is greener on the other side. But this side here is actually very colorful, very beautiful. It's like going to bring color to your life. So just know, like, don't be focused on the amount of time that it's going to take. Just know that you're on the precipice of this new life that's coming towards you. And it may take a little bit of time, but that's okay. It's still coming. It's still yours. Whatever is going to be coming towards you is yours. They're not going to take it away from you. It's meant for you. So all you have to do is you have to put in the work. When I think of manifestation, I think of manifestation taking 50% of hard work and action, and then with that you will have the momentum and energy for your spirit guides, for your angels, to put that momentum into fruition. That's what you need to understand. It takes a lot of work for you to bring this life forward. They can't, you know, it's a lot of science to bring manifestation. You have to bring your vibration up. And I think of atoms and how atoms are energy, and there's a vibration for that, and everything is matter within atoms, or atoms are within matter, and you're bringing that up. So you're working on that, but you also have to have your own action to bring in that momentum of manifestation. So bring that forward, bring that action forward, and then your spirit guides, your angels are going to be like, thank you, please, thank you. We've been asking you for you to give us the energy for that momentum to bring in your blessings. We've been telling you, please, you know, they're telling you like, oh, we've been trying to tell Rebecca, we've been trying to tell Eric, please help us out so we can help you. And so they have been just waiting for you to give them that kind of energy. So you need to have that change. You need to have a very pivotal change, either in your finances, your mindset, your lifestyle. You're going to have a big change, but ultimately it's all to service you and to bring forward this lifestyle. And you know, you'll have this life that you've been envisioning to kind of come forward within a year, because you've worked hard and you've put in that momentum for manifestation to come forward. So that's what I see for you for your soul focus for this month. Really beautiful. I know that it's really hard because I too am kind of going through this energy myself. So I definitely connect with this message. I know it's tough, but just keep pushing through. It's around the corner. A whole year is not a long time. I keep thinking of like the times that, you know, New Year's comes around and we're always like, oh my gosh, I can't even like wrap my brain around that it's a whole brand new year. So yes, it's not going to take that long. Please don't focus on how long it's going to take. Just know that you do have something beautiful coming and it's just around the corner. I see this of like, this is 60% and this is 30%. So right now you're going through that. You've already gone through 60% of the effort. You just got to push a little bit more further. So really, really, really exciting. I'm so excited for you to have this life that you've always envisioned, this soul purpose that you really wanted, and just keep focusing on something that you have made a decision on, and look at those steps, and that will bring forward something really, really beautiful and have generational wealth that can be shared not only between you and your family, not only between your kids, but generations after that. So really, really beautiful. All right, my friends, if this resonated, please leave me a like, a comment, or give me a follow for more content like this. All right, love you guys. Bye. Hi my friends, hi pile number 2. So excited to go into our reading today. So just to kind of give you a reminder of what we are focusing on today, it's what your soul focus should be for this month. And I think it's really, really, really funny because I was thinking, oh, like I'm going to go into detail of what people need to do, like shadow work and how they can bring in their blessings. And that's what I was expecting to come out for all of the piles. But you know, Spirit loves to keep us on our toes. And I actually have a love reading. So if you are currently in a relationship, or you are in a situationship, or you are just, if you're in a situation where love is a focus, yeah, that's going to be your focus for this month. And I hope that resonates with you guys, because if it does, stay. But if it doesn't, go ahead and try to see if maybe pile number 1 can resonate with you. But if you are not currently in a relationship, then this pile is not for you, because it is a very, very, very strong message about love. So let's get into it, my friends. So pile number 2. Are you contemplating on being with 2 people? Because it looks that way. I'm getting an energy that there's 2 people that are coming forward for you in a relationship. And you're struggling to see who you need to go towards. That's what I'm getting. And unfortunately, what I'm getting out of this is what your spirit team wants you to do is to make a decision. They want you to make a decision, and they want you to go ahead and follow your heart of the person that brings the most familiarity to you. You have to go towards the person who you feel most at home with. And unfortunately, the other person, they may need to, like, you may need to break it off with them, because you can't have a third party situation. I mean, we can't live life like that, where we have to constantly struggle and juggle 2 different energies, you know. Unless that's your lifestyle, then continue to do that. But in my own experience, when you're trying to balance 2 different relationships, you end up being very unhappy. And there's a lot of dark shadows that kind of come along with that. And I think it's kind of funny how I said that dark shadows follow when you bring in a lot of energies when it's only intended for 2. And you got the Cosmic Oracle card that says let go. And there's so much darkness, and you see how there's like a galaxy behind that. It's a beautiful galaxy, but there's this dark, 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 weedy shadow there that's blocking it. So if you are contemplating between 2 people in your life, just know that that kind of energy of keeping 2 people in your lives will only bring in negative energies into your life, and that's not going to serve you. It's not going to do you any good. And I do think that you're intended to have true love with one of these people, and I think you have intuition of who this person is. But you really have to make a decision. That's going to be your sole focus, at least for this month. So I really did want to get an energy check of these 2 people that you're contemplating on going towards. Let's see. So we're going to think of 2 people in your mind. Think of the 2 people. And I want you to really hone in on the first person. And we're going to pull a card for this person. Get their energies. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull this card. Warrior. Light attributes. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Shadow, trading ethical principles of victory at any cost, indifferent to the suffering inflicted on other people. So that's first person. Let's get the energy of the second person. Oh. Goddess. The feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life source, and sensuality. Shadow attribute, exploitation of the female nature and form. So interesting. It makes me think that if you are involved with a male energy, if both of these are males, one is kind of like a fighter and the other one is more of, it could go both ways. They could see the beauty in, goddess energy, but I am getting a highlight on the negative attribute with this one of like, they like to exploit females. They only like to use females for their own good. That's what I'm really getting out of this one. So I don't know if that resonates. I don't know if that connects. I'm really getting a highlight on the light attribute on the warrior for person A, and for person B, I'm getting the highlight of the negative attributes, the shadow attributes of the goddess. So I might not resonate with you. It's always going to connect differently for everybody because I am looking at cards for lots of people, but ultimately, I mean, you are going through this time in your life where you are having a lot of fun. You are, before, you didn't really have a lot of energy for you. Like you were experiencing kind of like a dried up well. That's what I'm getting. Like, it didn't seem like you had a lot of hope, or not hope, but you didn't have a lot of people flocking to you. But now you have two energies that are coming towards you, and it's kind of sparking a lot of, it's sparking something within yourself. There is excitement. It feels like young love that you're experiencing. But you have these two opposing energies that are coming through, and I've got the Three of Swords in your future position. So there is going to be some kind of heartbreak that's going to happen, but I don't want that to scare you because you do have some really beautiful energy here on the right. You have a lot of good energy that's going to be put into one of these two people, but you ultimately have to make that decision. You can't have these two people in your lives. That's what Spirit keeps telling me. You can't have two. You can't eat your cake and eat it too. That's what they're saying. You're going to have to make a very difficult decision, and it's going to feel like a storm. It's going to feel very cloudy, but you'll get through it, and you will have the other person that'll be there for you. And there are two energies here. There is a Page of Pentacles, and then you have the Queen of Pentacles. So however that resonates, there's one energy that's affecting you where he is the archetype. I mean, it could be a female energy, or it could be a male energy, the person that you have in your life. But the archetype of the Page of Pentacles, he's very young, and he's very naive, but he does, out of all of the pages, he does know that he can look around with, he still has like a logical mind. But the other person, the Queen of Pentacles, she, as an archetype, is somebody who already is very established, is somebody who can provide a very warm and inviting type of environment because they've worked really hard for that. So those are the two energies that I'm getting. One is very young and one is very much more established. So whatever that resonates with, whoever you see as these archetypes, you need to take a look at yourself and see, do I want that youthful energy in my life because I am also very youthful? Or Do you want somebody who's going to be very established and kind of have, an establishment in class? Do you feel like that's something that you want to grow into? Do you want somebody who's going to have more class and more foundations? Yes, you might be young. Yes, you might have that young energy, but does that fit you? Does that lifestyle fit you? Do you want to grow into that? You have to make those decisions and look at what fits in your lifestyle and what does not. And ultimately, you're going to find a lot of happiness. We all have free will, but I want you to know that your spirit team is really working on you having happiness in your life. So focus on that. You have been working towards having happiness, and not just happiness in your life of, today it's just been a bad day, so what do I do to make myself feel better? Okay, let me go to Sprinkles and get a cupcake. That'll make me feel better. It's not that type of happiness. You're looking for longevity. You are looking for happiness that is going to last a long time. So either way that you go, you will have this happiness, but you really need to hone in on your intellect. You need to hone in on your mental health, like your logical mind. It really needs to come through, and you have been working really hard on your logical mind. So really, I know it seems like a really difficult decision for you, like, do I go towards this younger energy, or do I go towards this more mature energy? Which one do I go with? You really need to look at what are red flags, because you have had emotional baggage in your past, and you need to kind of take from that emotional baggage and see what worked and what did not, and really use that as a guide to make this decision. That's what I'm hearing. You need to, you have the mental capacity to handle this. You have been given all the tools to make a decision. You know what to cut out of your life that is not serving you. And honestly, you might have to have a cold-hearted approach towards it. That's what I'm hearing. You might, unfortunately, if you do decide to leave person B in the past, then you need to kind of have a very logical mind towards that and realize, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's me. I'm doing what needs to be done to serve me, and move on. Don't dwell on it. Now, what's really going to help you is you need to know that there are harmonious relationships out there, where there are relationships that there's equal give and take. There's harmonious relationships. There is companionship. So knowing that and having that as a driver in your DNA going forward, you will make the right decision. And this is going to feel like a relationship, whoever you do decide to go with. Just know that it's going to be a relationship where you are going to feel familiar with this person. Like they've been cut from the same cloth. They are going to be someone who you feel at home with. This is somebody that you have had a soul contract with. I think that's something that's going to be really telling for you of who do I feel most at home with? Who do I feel most familiar with? That's going to really be the driver for you to kind of make that decision for this month. And just know that oh wow, you got the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So I'm really getting the sense that there is going to be someone in your life who is a little bit younger. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm getting the sense that you both are going to have the same kind of passion and drive and kind of sensual nature. And the person that's coming forward is going to be younger. Just know that like there's an energy here who is a better fit for you, who might be younger. And know that like the universe for you right now is trying to take care of all these bad energies for you. They are kind of making things happen where bad things need to go where the bad things need to go. You know, that you're raising your vibration, and all of the bad energy is going to go away from here. It's not going to serve you anymore. And I got this card because I did want to pull out a romance card, and it says express your love. Go ahead and make a romantic gesture. So if you're feeling strongly towards one person than the other, then go ahead and make your gesture towards that person that you feel more strongly towards. But again, there's an inevitable break that needs to happen, and you need to let that go, because it's not going to serve your energy by spreading yourself too thin between two people, and one of them doesn't even deserve your energy. You don't even need to give it out to somebody who is going to waste your time. You know, use that logical mind to make that decision. You have been working really hard on having that logical mind, and it's going to help you. And you just remember that there is equal give and take relationships out there. There are fun relationships where you can talk to each other, have crack jokes with each other, and really see eye to eye with each other. Those relationships really exist. And just know that there's also relationships out there that have soul contracts where you will have this familiarity between the two of you. So really use that as a driving force of making a decision. And you need to let go of these energies that don't feel like they're blocking you from this beautiful future. You know, you have to let go of those energies. They're no longer going to serve you. You need to make that decision of letting it go and staying in the past. So yeah, it was really interesting because I was not expecting a love reading at all, but I'm really glad that it did come through, because it was kind of a breath of fresh air, and to know that you know, even love can be a focus for us in the month. So yeah, definitely focus on your love life and make the appropriate decisions. We all have free will, so do whatever you feel is best for yourself and head towards that direction, and focus on your love life for this month. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you. I hope this resonated. If it did, definitely give me a like, give me a comment, or give me a follow. All right, friends, I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi, my pile number threes. Thank you so much for being in today's reading, or joining me in today's reading. So to go over what the topic is, again, it's going to be what your focus should be for this month. What is your soul focus? What is Spirit trying to tell you to focus on? Because I am getting the sense that you are feeling a little lost, but not too bad. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and get into it. Wanted to let you know that I have cleansed all of the piles. So pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And I've cleansed your cards each way. And I thought it was really interesting that pile number 3, when I lit the fire for this, it was, you can go back into the shuffle if you didn't watch that, and you can see the shuffles between pile number 1 and pile number 2, and then the shuffle of pile number 3, and the the Santal, Palo Santo was like fuming. So it was a huge flame, and it went on for a long time. So there is a big focus of you cleansing yourself and cleansing yourself of energies. So I'm getting a very big energy that you are a spiritual being. You are a very, very spiritual being. And we are all kind of a spiritual person, but no, not quite like you. You are special. And I feel like you've been joining me in other piles. So very honored to have you here. But if you are new, you are a very spiritual person who you yourself probably do tarot. And I want you to know that people are going to start seeking your energy because you do tarot, and you need to be mindful of that. So it's like a very big message from your spirit teams to cleanse yourself, because there are going to be people who want that energy from you, because you now have this knowledge that not many people get to have. You've done the work, you have been studying it for a long time, and people are going to be coming out of the woodworks to, steal that energy from you because they themselves are hurting. And you need to remember that, yes, it is our purpose on this planet to kind of serve them, but also don't take their energies with you. So you definitely need to cleanse. That's my little PSA, because the Palo Santo was burning so much for your pile. So that tells me that you really need to focus on meditating and getting rid of that energy that's not yours and allowing it to release. So you might need to speak to your spirit guides and tell them, like, hey, I know that I'm going to be focusing on an energy for this person while I do my tarot. Please allow them to enter, and then please allow them to leave after I'm done. And so having that kind of talk with your spirit teams and letting them know that you have boundaries is needed, so you can live in your own energy and recognize what is yours and what is not. So there's that. Now, I definitely am seeing that, again, you are somebody who is very spiritual, and I feel like you have been watching along this way. If you haven't, welcome. I love you guys. I'm seeing that you have been working really, really, really hard on your spirituality and what you believe in, and maybe even your art, your craft of whatever you do. You are doing a fantastic job. And ultimately, what I'm getting out of this reading is you have been doing a great job. What your focus is knowing that you're doing a great job. You need to know that you are doing a great job. That's honestly from the other piles, like, they had some work to do. It's like, what is our homework? I think for you, your homework is really just know that you're doing great. You need to know that. You need to recognize that. You feel like you are having like competing passions, competing opinions kind of swaying you into one direction. And know that that's you have to be very firm. You know that you're very firm in your foundations, in your ideology. So know that that's going to be the key to what you want in your future. And I know that you know this, but really Spirit is really focusing for you to really own it even more so. And don't allow other people's competing opinions of you to kind of sway you, because that'll just take you further away from the light. That's what I'm getting. And you have kind of manifested this. I'm seeing that it's been like a 3-year process of you manifesting this new, like, you now have these skills that you were not familiar with and you didn't have 3 years ago. And now you have really, really sought after skill sets. And going back to that energy, you've worked really hard for this, so you need to start charging for it, or you need to start putting more prices, because people, the moment that they realize that it's free, they're gonna want to drain your energy, you know? So that's a sign to you that you need to start paying for it. You're at a point in your career, in your journey, in your creative journey, that you have been studying so much. You have so much knowledge that people are going to seek it, and they're going to come to you really fast. They're going to be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. They want to share that light, but you have been working really hard. So you need to understand that that requires money. That's what I'm hearing. Like, you need to understand that your art, your beautiful art that you create, that requires money, because it ultimately takes time, it takes tools, and it took your expertise. Like, you went to school to understand that. If you didn't go to school, you at least understood that you needed to study it. And so you did. You cracked open the books. You did like years and years of your own research, years and years of reading, and you've obtained a knowledge that people will want. You know, you have an expertise that not many people have. So you need to understand that that's something that is something of value and valuable. So you need to start exchanging for those services. If you are an artist, you have art that is not like anybody else's in your field, you need to recognize that and really put that price to it, because you are somebody who possesses a lot of talents, you know? And that could be in terms of writing, it could be in terms of your tarot, if you're a tarot reader, it could be in terms of just your consulting style. However it resonates and connects with you, you have been working really hard on it, and you've been manifesting this kind of wisdom, this knowledge. You have realized that I want to be the master of my craft. How do I do that? Well, you realize that you have the tools, you use those tools, and now you are becoming somebody who has real knowledge of your craft. You are somebody who is really sought after. So acknowledge that, and maybe, you know, if you are an entrepreneur, you need to raise your prices. That's what I'm getting out of this. And I'm seeing that you're having a lot more confidence come through, because now you're starting to realize, like, oh, all of this hard work, all of this studying has gotten me to a point where now I can actually produce something of quality. And it's coming in really fast, because I think at this point you're realizing, oh yeah, I have quality, and boom, Spirit has given you that energy, and now they're like, oh, okay, she's ready, he's ready, they need to move forward. So if you've been feeling a lot more energy, just know that that's spirit, because they know that you have a lot of creative energy that was supposed to build up, and now they're ready for you to go off and give the world those services. Yeah, because I have the Eight of Wands, and I think of the Eight of Wands as a card of spirit, because all of the wand cards, most honestly, I think all of the court cards don't have like a like figures in the cards. They have someone of there, a human in there, and this is the only one that does not. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is the only one that does not have a physical presence of a human in there. And so it tells me that it's really energy that's coming in into, I just thought about like the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. They have the hand. Yes, it's a human hand, but it's like really spirit that's handing things. So this is the same energy here. Like spirit is handing you a lot of energy. They're giving you this energy to move forward, and it might feel like, whoa, where did this energy come from? Whoa, how do I now know all of this stuff? Well, it's been built up. You've been manifesting it. You've been putting in the work. They're trying to tell you, well, yeah, you feel this way because you've been working really hard, and now you get to enjoy it. Now you get to show it off to the world. And you no longer like question where this is coming from. Now you know, yeah, this is my path. I've carved it out. I'm a manifester, and now I'm creating a path of wisdom, and I am now a person of substance and value. Now I need to give that back to the world. But there's a big highlight of understanding that there are going to be people in your life who are going to be drawn to this light that you now have and possess. Now, I am seeing that you are on the precipice of success. Here, if you have not already experienced it, if you are already experiencing a lot of success, know that it's just going to get even greater, because I do have the Three of Wands of a position of outside influence, meaning like you're not aware of it. So having the Three of Wands is like, here is like, your ships are coming. You thought that you were successful, but there's more that's coming. You're just going to have some patience and wait for that to come. And there are times I'm seeing here, like there are times where you feel like you are not worthy, or other people's opinions kind of get in the way, and that kind of takes away some of your spark. But be mindful of that's just people's insecurities and energies bleeding into you. So that goes into saying that there's some more talk. Like your spirit is also saying, like, you also need to be mindful of those energies as well. Not only people that see your light and want to share your light, there are also people out there in your life that want to steal that light, because they themselves have low self-esteem and insecurities. So be mindful of those people. So I know that it was something that happened just at the beginning of the video, but I really think that there's a big highlight behind that of like, you really need to focus on clearing your energy of other people. You are going to be a new light. You are downloading so much energy from spirit. You are psychic. You are getting all of this new profound wisdom that people are going to be drawn to, and you're going to be attracting a lot of energies. And you really need to be mindful of that. Really cleanse your energy. They're really saying that. And I've got the Judgment card here, but I think it's so interesting and so confirming to me. So the Awakening, or the Judgment card, is basically getting rid of your old self, and something new comes about. now you don't even recognize who you were in the past. You are a new person. What has happened in the past is dead. You don't even know them anymore. That who you were 3 years ago, they're not even you anymore. And I think it's interesting that we got the lizard in the picture plant of the Woodland Warden's oracle cards, and they're talking about how they get their tails stuck in these traps, right? But their tails regrow, and it's all about evolution, or like how we evolve as people. So our tails will never look the same. So recognize that we will never look the same. We will never be that person. And know that you are awakening to a new person. You are doing a complete transformation. By you doing this complete transformation, people are going to be drawn to it. And I think it's really interesting how you have the Awaken card here, right? That's the Judgment card, but it's titled Awaken. And then we have the Oracle card, completely different decks. And we've got Awaken, and they both have these faces of closed contemplation. And you are channeling, you are downloading information from Spirit in a whole new way that you were not able to achieve back in the day. And she's like in a headdress here, and she's in a headdress here too. It's so confirming to me that you have been in touch with the divine, and you have been channeling new things from Spirit, and you need to really know that and trust and know that there's faith, or you have to really hone in on your faith. And if it really resonates with you, if you're seeing blue jays, like you're seeing birds, that is confirmation to you that yes, you need to follow your spirit guides and the signs that they've been giving you. Or maybe you have already been following those signs and you have been getting those downloads, but know that you're on a precipice of something greater, something that's going to be giving you so much joy in your life, and it feels like you're getting your life purpose. But you really need to know that in this new life that you're going to have, you're shedding the old and you're bringing in the new. You're going to have a lot of light that comes from it, and you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be drawn to it with not the best intentions. So be mindful of that and make sure that you're cleansing. So that's going to be your focus for this month, of just know to follow your heart. You're on the right path. You have been listening to your inner monologue. You have been listening to your intuition, and you have been going on the right path. You just need to focus on knowing that you are great. Don't allow other people's opinions to affect you, and know that with this new energy that you're having, this new death and rebirth, you are going to become so magnificent, and people are going to want to share your light. But cleanse and know that you're just going to have to wait for your owed success to come in. But it'll take a little bit of time. So that's really, really beautiful here. I hope that this connected. You have a lot of blessings coming your way. So in order to not allow people to block that from you, make sure that you are on your own path and you're shedding all of that negativity and leaving it in the past. But yeah, I hope it connected. If it did, please give me a comment, give me a like. It's always an honor to do readings for you, for you pile number 3, because you guys are very spiritual. You guys are wise people, and to know that you guys are here receiving a message, it's confirmation to me and my spirit teams, trying to tell me that you guys are receiving messages from me. So that's a high honor for me. All right, my friends. Well, I hope I hope that this connected for you. If it did, leave me a like, a comment, or follow, and I will be posting more content like this. All right. Love you, friends. Bye.